All right, dear friend, welcome back to the channel. This is Salon's Vlog, and I'm welcoming in a very special way. Yes, you that is watching me from Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, or any part of Africa that you are highly welcome. You are in Asia here with me, as usual. I am very grateful you are part of this channel. This is Salon's Vlog, and I'm welcoming you in a very special way. You are a friend and a partner indeed. I appreciate you. In America, in Canada, any part of the world you are, I am always grateful, dear friend. And that is why I want to be hearing from you in that comment section. Yes, I want to know you are watching me and you are with me always. Look, in my previous video, the previous episode, if you have not yet watched it, please go back and watch those ones. It's very important because what I want to talk about right now, I started it in the previous one, but I did not end it because when I checked the time, we were almost above our time limit. I promise you, I don't want to exceed 15 minutes. It should be between 8 minutes and 10 minutes. Any video that will take me above 10 minutes, it means that I really want to finish an issue. But I notice most of you like it when the videos are short. Yeah, you don't like to watch it when it's more than 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. You like when the videos are short. So I'm doing my best to try and limit my videos to highest 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yes. Well, we're dealing with the issue of amortization. You know, the Premier League clubs, they had a meeting yesterday and they've all agreed that no club should sign players or tie players down on a contract more than 5 years, which is the UEFA rules. UEFA rules is very clear. Don't give contract more than 5 years, according to the rules in UEFA. But Premier League, they have allowed longer contract duration. So Chelsea has taken advantage and have been signing players for 7 years, 8 years, tying players down. And it has an advantage to the club. It has an advantage to the owners of the club that are business people. Yes. And I explained that in my previous video. That is why I said, if you have not watched that one, go back and watch. But what I want to talk about now, the disadvantage of giving long-term contract to players, which is very clear. And you should know also, maybe it just escaped your mind, it didn't occur to you. When a player is given 7 years contract, 8 years contract, 9 years contract, what it does to the player is that the player can be relaxed, knowing that he has a job security. And like what we are seeing in Chelsea right now, I am beginning to think that because the players, they know I am on 8-year contract, I am on 7 years contract, I'm on 9 years contract. And so no matter what I do, whether you bench me, whether I play well or not, my contract is there and I'm secured for the next 7 years, the next 8 years. Yeah, that is what it does to clubs. But our owners are not thinking that way because they are business people, whether the player performs now or not. Look, a player can decide to sit back the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. When he's about to leave the club and he wants a new club, he can pick up form. He can pick up form in order to sell to another big club. Once his agent decides, I'm going to let you go, I want to let you leave this club, that period, the player will begin to perform at a peak. But as it is right now, you could see it clearly that the player, they are secure. They felt secure in their contract. 7 years, 8 years. So right now, there's nothing to fight for. But if the player, for instance, has 2 years contract, 3 years contract, he knows that if my contract ends now and I'm not performing well, no club will buy me again. No team will buy me. Or am I not giving the value, the value I'm supposed to have in the market? And so they'll be performing. They'll be putting in their best. So that even if his contract is about to expire, he can get a better bid or a better club than where he is currently. But for 8 years, they can decide to stay as long as they want. Whenever they want to move out, they can begin to pick up their forms and perform. That is the disadvantage. The advantage, it is the owners that benefits more because they buy a player and they sign a player down for 8 years. £100 million divided by 8 years, that gives you about 12 million per year. And so in the books of FFP, they are not falling short of the law. That is the amortization that they're talking about. And this is where the other Premier League clubs have decided against in yesterday's meeting. My dear friend, I hope you got it very clearly. Let me hear from you in the comment section. If you have any further questions, I'm ready to answer you in that comment section. All right, we move on to other issues which are equally important. Look, after our game against Everton, after losing against Everton, something happened that night. Something happened that night. According to sources, James had planned a Christmas night out for him and his teammates in London on Sunday night, following the Everton game, described as a bonding session, according to the Telegraph. After our game that night, the team, together with the captain that is injured, they had a night out in one of the biggest nightclubs in London, Mayfair. Yeah. And in Mayfair, the clubs that are there, they are known to be a club of, high class nightclubs in Mayfair in London. I forgot the name of the club. I'll try and get the name of the club that they went to. In that particular club, from our sources, a lot of things happens there. The wine and women, these two things are the major things there. Wine and women. There is nothing like bonding there. You can only wine and womanize there. After losing a game against Everton, even if this was a pre-planned meeting or get-together or fun, after losing a game of such magnitude against Everton, that we, the fans, we were crying, we could not recover from it for almost 3 days. The player, they were out there having fun with women in a nightclub. And the coach permitted it. What prevents our coach Pochettino, even though it was a pre-plan, stopping that and sending a signal to the players that you fail to perform, you will not have the liberty you needed. The next day, you go to the training ground with seriousness. There will not be any laughter, there will not be any joking at the training ground the next day. Like John Terry said on Obi-Wan podcast, when everything is all right, they go to have fun. But when they lose game, during their time, when they lose games, they get to the training ground, no laughing, no single player jokes. They train harder in training and they play softer during matches, according to John Terry. They train harder during training, they play softer. What we used to see that they play hard on the pitch, according to John Terry, they even train more harder than that. More especially after losing games. When they lose games, they go to training and you will not see a smile on any single player's face. There is a seriousness attached to it, to the training. But here we are, these young boys, 18 years, 19 years, 21 years. Yes, at that age, there will be the urge, there will be the desire to have fun with women, to drink and enjoy life. If there's no discipline, how do you expect the player to come back the next day to the training pitch and get serious? He can only come back and shake your hand and say, "Guy, what's up? Last night was great." You forget about the match that they lost. "Hi, guy, how far last night the game? Even though we lost, well, but let's move on with our life. Waiting there, nothing is there. Nothing much more is there. We have our life to live. After we have 8 years, 7 years contract, we'll recover from it." James had planned a Christmas night out for him and his teammates in London on Sunday night following the Everton game, described as a bonding session. What kind of bonding will take place in a nightclub full of women after losing a game? Look, let's get serious, man. Pochettino, there is no discipline out there in this club any longer. We are sinking. Chelsea is a sinking club. I'm sorry to say. It breaks my heart. It's breaking me down. Seeing my own club, Chelsea, falling this way flat. It's breaking my heart. My dear friend, like I said earlier on, I'm almost exceeding my time. I want to hear from you in the comment section what you think. What must be done? Are we sure Coach Pochettino is really on top of his job? Is there any discipline in that team, in that club right now? With that squad, is there any discipline out there? Are we joking as a club? Chelsea is not meant to be a mid-table club. I'm sorry, let me leave you here. I shall be back with more explosives. Shalom. And when you see me, when I see you, peace.